The morning sun stretched its golden fingers across the damp pavement outside Terminal B, where the hum of wheels on tile and the soft roar of announcements filled the air with restless energy. Travellers streamed in and out, their eyes ficking toward fightboards as airport staff hurried by, clipped radios buzzing. Amid the swirl of motion, a lone German Shepherd canine sat unmoving, his gaze fixed on the revolving glass doors. His coat, once sleek and bright, now showed signs of time, and though his broad shoulders still bore strength, his posture held an invisible weight. Curious passers-by stopped to study him. A young girl tugged her mother's sleeve, whispering, "Mummy, why is that dog sitting there?" The mother offered a gentle shrug and a faint smile. "He looks like he's waiting for someone," she said softly. And indeed, every soul who paused felt the same ache of wondering who he might be missing. But day after day, the dog would not leave his post, uninterested in offers of food or shelter. It was as if he had sworn an oath to one person alone, and nothing else would do. What could he be waiting for now? Nobody knew the full story, though the years had gifted him many names. Captain Max, the waiting dog, simply Max. But 5 years through wind and rain and endless crowds, the big question remained. Who was Max waiting for? And why would he never give up? 5 years earlier, the roar of jet engines had thundered overhead as Staff Sergeant Noah Carter, a seasoned canine handler in the US Air Force, stepped out of his car under the blazing sun. With a duffel slung over his shoulder, he paused to scratch behind his partner's ears. Max, ever alert, stood beside him, ears pricked high, eyes shining with trust. Opposite them, Jake Wilson, Noah's best friend and the airport's air traffic controller, shifted on the polished pavement, hands folded. "You sure about this?" Jake asked, concern creeping into his voice. Noah offered a brave smile and tightened his hold on the leash. "He'll be fine," he said, although his heart clenched. "He likes his evening walks at 7. Jake frowned as if that detail might bring Max back. "I know you've told me 10 times, he said gently, "but he's never been without you." Deep down, Noah agreed. He knelt, looking Max in the eye. "Listen, buddy, I'll be back before you even notice I'm gone." Max wagged his tail, though a low whine hinted at his dread. When Noah released the leash and stepped forward, Max lunged against the lead, barking as if to chase him back. But the doors slid shut, the crowd swallowed Noah, and Max sat, ears drooping, staring until the glass trembled. Then he lay down, waiting. What did he hope to see through that pane of glass? In the days that followed, Jake did his best to fill the void. He took Max on nightly walks and shared the same kibble Noah had favoured. He even laid out a cosy bed near the door. But at dawn and dusk, Max stood alert by the entrance, eyes locked on the street as though expecting Noah to appear on the horizon at any moment. Nights were worse. While Jake rested under a warm blanket, Max curled before the door, muscles tense at each distant footstep. 3 weeks passed in this weary vigil before a storm rolled in like a freight train. Thunder ripped across the sky, and rain battered the windows with furious intensity. Jake assumed Max would huddle inside, but one glance revealed the front door swinging ajar, papers swirling into the wind, and no dog in sight. Panic seized him as he called out into the night. "Max! Max!" But no answering howl came. Driven by love stronger than storm or fatigue, Max plunged into the darkness. His paws, drenched and chilled, never faltered as he retraced the path he had walked with Noah so many times. He staggered through flooded gutters and across empty streets, guided by memory alone. Hours later, with the first grey light cracking the sky, Terminal B emerged from the mist. Max's legs burned, his coat heavy with rain, yet he carried on, driven by a singular purpose. At the glass doors, he sank to his haunches, ears pricked, eyes bright with hope. He had made it back, and he would stay here until Noah returned. Airport security at first tried to shoo him away. Stray dogs weren't allowed near departures. But each time they moved Max, he simply circled back to the same spot. Soon, staff realised he meant no harm. Sophie Martinez, a maintenance worker with a soft heart, was the first to offer him food and water. "Who are you waiting for, buddy?" she murmured as Max sniffed at the bowl, then glanced back up at the doors. Word spread among travellers and workers, and Max became part of the airport's daily rhythm. Blankets appeared by his paws. Bowls of kibble settled at his side. Some people tried to adopt him, offering rides home, open gates, gentle coaxing. But Max made it clear he had only one destination. A year passed in this way, and Max's legend grew. Then one morning, freelance journalist Liam Foster noticed the dog's unwavering vigil. He snapped a photo and posted it online. "This dog sits at Terminal B every day, waiting for someone. Anyone know his story?" By sunrise, his post had exploded across social media. Thousands shared it with captions like "unwavering loyalty" and "we have to help him find his human." Local news crews flocked to capture footage of the faithful dog, still motionless by the glass. Yet offers of new homes fell on deaf ears. Max was patient. He was waiting for one person, and only one. Thousands of miles away in Germany, Noah Carter stood before a mirror in a memory rehabilitation centre. The face staring back was pale and unfamiliar, etched with scars and confusion. His last mission had ended in disaster, an explosion that steeled his memories along with months of his life. He remembered fragments, a house, an airport lobby, a dog, but nothing concrete. Then, one afternoon, an old comrade sent him a link. "Is this you?" The image that loaded showed a worn German Shepherd at Terminal B, eyes fixed through glass, waiting. Noah's breath caught. Time seemed to slow as he traced the dog's greying snout and familiar gaze. Max was still there, still faithful. In that moment, every lost memory snapped back. The waiting was over. Noah booked the next flight. When the plane touched down at the international airport, his heart pounded beneath his uniform. He burst through the arrival's doors, scanning the crowd until he found the glass entrance to Terminal B. And there, curled in the exact spot he had left him, lay Max. Older, frailer, but eyes shining with undiminished hope. Noah's voice cracked as he whispered, "Max, it's me." Silence held its breath, then the dog sprang up, bark exploding into the air as he charged forward. Noah stumbled back, arms wide, and Max collided into him, sending them both tumbling to the floor in a tangle of fur and tears. The world around them vanished as Noah held his best friend tight. Would they ever be apart again? In the days that followed, Noah and Max found a new rhythm. They strolled through parks, sat on porches watching the sun sink, and shared quiet evenings by the fireplace. Noah watched as Max's steps grew slower and his breathing gentler, knowing each moment was a gift earned through years of waiting. One peaceful night, Max rested his head on Noah's lap, let out a soft sigh, and slipped away beneath the glow of morning light. Noah's tears fell silently, and he whispered, "You can rest now, buddy." Though Max was gone, his mission was complete. He had found his person at last. Weeks later, Noah returned to Terminal B, carrying Max's worn collar in a small wooden box. Near the glass doors, a bronze plaque gleamed. Max, the waiting dog, 5 years of loyalty. Love never forgets. With trembling hands, Noah draped the collar over the plaque, a symbol of devotion for all who passed by. Travellers paused to touch the bronze image, leaving flowers and notes that spoke of hope and the power of waiting. Sophie smiled as she recalled the dog who never gave up, now a legend etched in metal and memory. As Noah turned to leave, Sophie gestured to a small adoption centre across the terminal. There, a young German Shepherd puppy sat with bright, curious eyes. "Someone you should meet," she said. Noah knelt beside the pup, extending a gentle hand. The puppy sniffed and wagged its tail, and something warm bloomed in Noah's chest. Max may have been gone, but his love lived on in every hopeful heartbeat. And now, a new chapter was about to begin. Would this new friendship carry forward the legacy of loyalty? Only time would tell. But Noah knew one thing for certain: true love never forgets.